Artificial intelligence.
My general opinion is, like most technologies, it's got pros and cons.
I think where AI could be helpful, for one thing, is helping you learn more efficiently.
But it's also kind of scary. It's also kind of scary, right? We have all these movies that exist where artificial intelligence takes over, right? It's like, are we moving in that direction? I don't know. Do I sound like an idiot? Maybe, but those are my feelings.
You know, the fear of robots, where the robots would take over us. So I'm very fearful. That's how I feel.
I think that AI is probably a lot more prevalent in our lives already than a lot of people realize. There's a lot of ways that AI is part of our daily lives now, and that's only going to become more true as time goes on.
It's going to speed up acquiring information that we need, for not only for the students, but for us as well. We just have to utilize it with caution.
I am personally not feeling the way that a lot of my colleagues are feeling. People, especially in the humanities, so the history and English department, seem to be really freaking out about things like ChatGPT, right? Like, kids don't have an original thought anymore. How are we ever gonna get them to learn how to write? They're never gonna write anything that they've written. Everything's cheating. And people are copying and pasting things in to see if it's been written by AI, right? There's all that. And like anything else in school, I think we just need to adjust our practice.
Well, definitely we've seen a big jump last year with ChatGPT, that a lot of assignments that are more open-ended, writing assignments, that all of a sudden we were getting responses that seemed different than what we had in the past.
So we've always had to adapt. Before there was Google, Wikipedia, like these new things freak out teachers for a little bit, and then we usually find ways to adapt. And then it's not that big of a deal because we just get used to it and we just have to update assignments and stuff in light of the changes.
Do you guys use a dictionary to look up the definition of a word? No. You would type it into Google, right? We don't teach that skill anymore because it's not necessary. So I think there are some things that we're kind of in a transitional period where maybe there are things that we're teaching that aren't necessary, because if AI can do it, then why are we even teaching it? You know what I mean?
I've heard cases where, students would use AI to do their assignments, but one thing about that, they need to give where credit's due. I mean, if you say something, you got to give them credit. Don't say you use AI and take ownership of that. You got to be honest about that work.
In history department meetings, people have been talking about these little tricks you can use to catch kids, but that's not something I'm interested in doing. I'm not trying to catch you. That's not my, I'm not like, haha, how can I get you in trouble? You know what I mean?
We need people who have knowledge, right? AI cannot ever be a complete substitute for you knowing things, because if you don't have the context, you won't know how to use AI in a way that is actually helpful to you. So we still need students to learn. We still need students to have knowledge in their own brains. I think where AI could be helpful, for one thing, is helping you learn more efficiently. Like when you're studying for a test, asking ChatGPT a question that you're confused on, you can get probably a much better answer much more quickly than if you start Googling it and having to go to this website, that website, oh, this isn't really what I meant, et cetera, et cetera.
Because everything's out there. You can look up, the entire world's at your fingertips. But I've seen a lot of my coworkers trying to find positive ways to use ChatGPT and AI in the classroom, doing things like write me a lesson plan on Irish immigration. and then seeing if, something we might spend 3 hours doing after school ourselves is something that AI will do for us. Then we can tweak it.
Help them learn more efficiently with AI, whether it's helping them review for a test or to have them write something and then have AI give feedback on it, or to ask AI to generate something and then have students critique it, because AI is not perfect. It's only as good as the data that it's trained on. I've seen several errors in responses that I've gotten from it over the years.
It was either that or you just give up, which I think some teachers do.
But it's how we utilize it for the benefit of both of us that's gonna either hurt us or help us. I'm not sure.
I think you lose more by using it in education right now, that's my feeling, than you gain. In that it's too easy for students to skirt the process of learning by utilizing AI like this.
A lot of the user agreements for these resources like ChatGPT, BARD, etc., they actually explicitly say that they are not to be used by people under 18 without parental permission. So at this point, I don't think that I can give an assignment that specifically says, use ChatGPT to do this, without getting into kind of murky areas. Maybe someday we'll have permission slips that you'll take home and they'll say, yes, I'm okay with this.
And yet it's inevitable, so whether I want to stop it or not, it's coming, so I just have to adapt.
But I think in the long term, we're going to see that just like, we expect you to have a calculator in math class, we're going to expect that AI is going to be a part of certain kinds of tasks at school.